You look at Cristiano Ronaldo's record and players like Neymar, he has that kind of ability. Marcus Rashford. So who's correct? Could Rashford develop into a world-class player? Or is he set to be another talked-up English footballer that fails to live up to expectations? In this video, I'll be attempting to answer this question. But first, I'd like to welcome new viewers to the channel. Here on The 12th Man, I discuss all things football, from the big news to in-depth breakdowns of post-match tactics. If you enjoy this type of content and are bored of hearing surface-level punditry on TV, make sure to subscribe now. Let's get into it. In Rashford's first season at United, he excelled, scoring 12 goals at a rate of 175 minutes per goal, and also provided 2 assists. In his second season, 11 goals at a rate of 279 minutes per goal and 6 assists. Even though he scored 1 goal less, it is generally recognised that younger players can struggle in their second seasons, as defenders have begun to work out how to play against them more effectively. It is often the third season which tells you more about a player. Here, he scored his new highest tally of 13 goals and 9 assists. While a slight improvement on his previous output, many had expected a more significant increase from the youngster in light of him gaining extra experience. However, it should also be noted that he played 400 fewer minutes this season than the previous. As a result, his goals per minute actually improved from 279 to 205. Then came Rashford's 4th season in 2018-2019. 13 goals and 9 assists. No improvement. To make matters worse, his game time of nearly 3,300 minutes across all competitions is his highest of any season so far. As a result, his stats actually worsened, falling from a goal every 205 minutes to a goal every 253. After 4 seasons, Rashford has shown moments of brilliance, yet nothing near the level of consistency that is required for a top forward. Fans and pundits alike are beginning to lose patience with him. In the eyes of the public, this lack of consistency is further exacerbated by other youthful English players such as Raheem Sterling and Jadon Sancho finding such consistency. Then Rashford's 5th season begins. After just 20 matches, Rashford has scored 12 goals, a goal every 134 minutes, and provided 4 assists. His tally for the season is already just 1 short of his best season ever, a significant improvement. While pundits have been heaping praise on the likes of Sadio Mane, many have been overlooking Rashford. If we look at the underlying statistics, Rashford has been virtually identical to the Liverpool forwards. In the Premier League, both have 9 goals and 4 assists, and from a similar number of total shots. 38 for Rashford and 34 for Mane. So why exactly has Mane received so much praise with Rashford being somewhat overlooked? Consistency. Mane has consistently impressed over the past few seasons, and has especially made progress in the previous 18 months. Rashford's rapid improvement, on the other hand, has seemingly come out of nowhere. Even during this season, Rashford has been inconsistent. In the Premier League, he began the season with 2 goals in his first game. In the following 7 matches, only a single goal. The past 7 matches, an impressive 7 goals. This alone, however, doesn't paint the full picture. During the season, Rashford has sometimes cut an isolated figure up front, with regular injuries to his 2 biggest assist providers, Pogba and Martial. When we compare this lack of consistent attacking support with the assist provided to Sadio Mane, Rashford's form this season is even more impressive. The question is, can Rashford maintain his form? For Rashford to continue playing as well as he is, his position is key. For several years, pundits and fans alike were screaming for the 22-year-old to be fielded as a centre forward. Over the past 12 months, Rashford has lined up both centrally and out wide. In 6 matches as a centre forward, Rashford has scored only 2 goals and provided 1 assist. In 9 matches out wide, however, he has 7 goals and 3 assists. The results have been clear. Playing centrally, Rashford often finds himself with little space and his effectiveness limited when defenders press closely. Positioned on the wing, however, he is able to pick up the ball in space and run at defenders. From this position, he also regularly finds himself in enough space to take on long shots, testing the keeper from range. Here we can see his two strongest attributes in full force: dribbling and long-range shooting. For Mourinho, the irony of this is clear. For nearly his entire tenure, fans wanted to see Rashford as the centre forward, while Mourinho favoured him on the wing. Now, when Mourinho is quoted on Sky Sports as saying, "He's not a striker to play with back to goal. He's not a target man. He doesn't score as many goals as a striker should do," I think playing from the side, let's say a Mane position, he can be a very good player. Fans find themselves strongly agreeing with this message from the Portuguese manager. With Rashford on the wing, he is able to show his true potential, yet the question still remains: is he a clinical enough finisher to ever be one of the world's best? Let's take a look at his expected goals tally. For those who aren't aware, expected goals is a stat which tells you how likely a player is to score a shot based on the position he's taking that shot from. Let's say a player shoots from the edge of the area. On average, this will result in a goal every 5 shots. If he took 5 shots in a match from this position, his expected goals would therefore be 1. If he took 10 shots, his expected goals would be 2. Now let's say a player consistently scores 3 goals from these 10 shots. He is scoring more than his expected goals and is clearly a clinical finisher. Another player may only score 1. He is below the expected tally and is thus not a clinical finisher. This right here is the accusation regularly levied at Rashford. Let's look at the stats and compare him with other top players. At the very top of our chart we have Lionel Messi. Over the past 6 seasons, he has scored 185 league goals with an expected tally of just 150. Therefore, he has scored 35 goals more than expected and is clearly extremely clinical. No real surprise there. Harry Kane sits on plus 20, Mo Salah plus 14, and the remaining players on the list can be seen on the screen now. With the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang having scored 4 less goals than expected, you may be surprised to hear that Rashford has 36 Premier League goals with an expected tally of 37, putting his real number of goals as just 1 less than expected. Based on these stats, we can see that Rashford is lagging some of the world's elite, but not by as much as many people would expect. To be very thorough though, let's add a couple of points about expected goals. The stat is based on where a shot is taken from. Strikers with a poor first touch may lose an opportunity to shoot by allowing a defender to step in. As the striker hasn't actually taken the shot, it won't be registered as poor finishing. Yet any spectator will tell you that it was an opportunity missed. Expected goals also don't tell you who created the chance. Let's say a player picks up the ball on the halfway line, beats 5 men and then misses from the penalty spot. Clearly, this is more forgivable than a player who receives the pass standing in the same position and finds row Z in the upper stand. So it's fair to say that expected goals isn't a perfect stat, but it is the best we have, and using it we can conclude the criticisms about Rashford's finishing are somewhat unfounded. So could Rashford develop into a world-class player, or is he set to be yet another talked-up English footballer that fails to live up to expectations? Over the past few years he hasn't developed as quickly as expected, but there is no doubting his potential. If he continues in the rich vein of form he is currently in, he has played out wing, and has a consistent run of playing under a manager who truly believes in him, there is every chance Rashford will develop into the player we hope he can be. If you've enjoyed this video and you're new to the channel, welcome to the 12th Man. I discuss all things football, from the big news to in-depth breakdowns of post-match tactics, so if you enjoy this type of thing, make sure to join the community by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications so you'll be aware when new videos come out.